Now this one should be a really fun one. This is an all camo, all regrow boss event which we currently have, and on top of this a bunch of towers have been banned. So we're playing phase, this is the elite phase by the way, and we have all of these towers are super good versus it. So no sniper, no a sub, no ace, which means no ace paragon, no sub paragon as well, no heli, and then no village, but the boss health is at 65% and then the all camo, all regrow modifiers. So this one should be really interesting. I think that especially this all regrow, all camo modifier is actually a little bit of annoying, and it's going to be annoying in the early game. And the problem that I think that we're going to be having is just figuring out the early game, and then once we're done with the tier 1 and probably the tier 2 boss, depending on how the economy is going, we should probably be fine for the later stages. So one of the things that we have to do is we have to start with either a ninja, or you buy something, I guess like this thing, like the free dark monkey, and you buy the enhanced eyesight. But I feel like the ninja is worth it, and I also want to be doing a very special tower. It's not a special tower, it's a tower that you guys have probably seen me buy, and that is the bottom path ninja. I'm a huge believer in, and I've been championing this tower for a while now in boss events, is the flash bomb ninja actually, which scales well into the sticky ninja. And the reason why I like this tower is that now they made it so that once Bloons get stunned by this thing, the flash bomb, the shurikens do extra damage. So yeah, I feel like that's a really nice combo, especially for this specific boss event, because you need the innate camo detection. So if you figure out the early game and you bring yourself with, I know, with just a handful of farms, I guess, past the tier 1 boss, I think that that's probably gonna mean that you're gonna win this event. But the early game is the most important one today, so let's try and figure this out. So yeah, this is the problem with the all regrow modifier, by the way, because once the balloon gets hit, look at these guys on the side, they just regrow back if you don't fully pop them. So this is gonna regrow to a green balloon, and all these guys, yeah, look at this thing. So we're just losing a bunch of lives, and we're into the 20s, and this is a huge problem. This is round 21, so I'm gonna greed out to one more base farm, and now we have to be buying stuff. And now because I want to go for the bottom crosspath, we need to get the caltrops now. And look at this thing, because the fact that these guys are regrow, the ninja is not dealing with them. I feel like if they weren't regrow, maybe the ninja wouldn't have been able to beat the entire round by itself, but maybe, like, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have leaked this much. Alright, so let's actually go for the caltrops. Let's see if the caltrops are going to make any difference. I want to get to the flash bump eventually, but that's a way too expensive of an upgrade, so I'm just going to keep buying these small farms. I feel like this is a lot better than the last time, but I'm not sure by how much. I mean, I guess the lesson from watching these rounds is that I shouldn't have bought this farm, and I should have went from something like the bottom path wizard. So we're gonna be down to, what's that, like 54 lives. That's a little bit, it's not a problem, but I don't feel comfortable having this little lives. Yeah, okay, this is going great actually. So these guys are defending so far. Let me not jinx them because we have a bunch of yellows, but it seems like we're going to defend because we have a bunch of caltrops on the track. And so here's what I want to do. I'm going to get the first marketplace, and I really hope that this fireball is the only thing that pops camolets. So I really hope that this thing is going to be able to defend by itself. So let's just watch. And if this defends around 28, it's going to defend around 30 as well, which means that we can put even more money into our farms. But so far so good. I think it's the last one. Yeah, I'm completely fine leaking those guys as long as they don't regrow too much. Yeah, that's completely fine. Okay, so it's round 39, and it is time for my 203 Flash Bomb Ninja to step up a little bit. So I really like buying this thing because it scales really nice into a sticky bomb, which is useful for almost every single boss that exists in BT6. And also here at the top, I bought a favorite trades bow, which you can barely see, but I want to have this guy here so that we can sell these farms for a little bit. And this is, that small amount of efficiency that we can get because we don't have the villages, right? But in comes the tier 1. And so how do we want to defeat this guy? So I want to get the sticky ninja, and because the HP, the boss HP is set at 65%, I'm just gonna have this guy on the screen and I'm gonna see how good it does. Yeah, you know what, this ninja thing is probably not gonna work. It does the damage, but it's really not doing it fast enough, so I think I'm gonna restart and I'm gonna buy the spike factory immediately. And we did buy the spike factory, so I'm gonna use the ability as soon as possible, and then I'm just gonna keep buying these farms up. But let's see if this is gonna be enough. So this is gonna be definitely a little bit faster than last time, but how much faster is the ultimate question that we need to answer. Also, are we dealing with the small balloons is my question, because I was kind of thinking about this, and I wanted to get the Dragon's Breath because this is just a nice DPS tower, and we also have the Alchemist enabled, so we can just out buff these two guys, and they're gonna defend they're gonna defend until the rest of the game basically. And let me just alchemize this thing, so let's just give something like a 320 Alchemist because the spawn point has been moved, and we need to defend this thing essentially. So there's 2 more skulls left, actually 1 more skull left. This spawn point is, I think this is still a good spot for this spawn point. We're gonna have a spike ability, so I'm gonna use the ability right now. So the ninja should take care of this one. one, and then the last one, where's the spawn point gonna be? It's gonna be here, and that is in range of of both of these towers. So I feel like one more spike ability, and if we can make this thing happen before round 49, unfortunately we're gonna have to defend 49. It looks like from this new spot. Oh my god, it's a full ceramic. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm gonna sell this spy factory, which is the ability that we just used, and we need to do something to stop these ceramics, like right here. This is the spot in which they're gonna start spawning. So I'm just gonna have like a 2-3-0 ice, and I hope that this is gonna be enough. Is the wizard gonna defeat them? I hope so. We have the spike ability, so I'm just gonna use it right away. And then this boss should come into the range of the sticky ninja, and please tell me that this is gonna be enough. Please, like, I just need like 3 projectiles from the ninja, 1 projectile, and this round is done. And please don't start round 50 like this. That's gonna be the boss. And whereas, yes, round 49 is coming out from the bottom. Finally, we did. Okay, that was way too expensive, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe if we just went for something like 2 spike factories, it would have been enough, but that's completely fine. We dealt with it. That's the most important part. So let's go back to farming. We're gonna go for a bunch of 4-0 farms. I wanna, eventually we're gonna be doing this thing, but I wanna be a little bit more efficient. So I'm gonna be overclocking these guys as well with the engineers, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second for tier 2. So you can absolutely feel the lack of the village, which is making all these farms cheaper. There's no monkey city to make them make a lot more money. And so, just in general, this tier 1 was a little bit more devastating than I thought it was going to be for our economy. But luckily for tier 2, we do have the mat allowed. So this is probably going to be a pretty clean clear as long as, as long as all these guys survive. So here's the thing. I want to sell all of these 5 farms that I have right here. So each one of them sells for about $5,000, and the mat is 60,000. So yeah, we're going to make a little bit more money. And the way that I went about these farms is I just bought 4-0 farms. I'm overclocking them with NGs at the top, which you guys probably can't exactly see that much. And in a second, once we hit about 35, yeah, I think this should be fine selling all these farms. So we need 60,000. Yeah, there we go, just right on the money. And let's just focus these guys down. So we're probably going to go with this boss event. We're probably going to go into round 63, and that's why I want to save the mad ability, but also I should probably be buying the Summer Phoenix, because we're probably going to need an ability for the waves of ceramics. So we kind of have to be mindful about defending the normal rounds as well, and we have to be mindful about farming while all this is ongoing. But the good thing is that this boss is just getting destroyed. So I'm kind of watching the rounds right now. It's still around 62, around 63 incoming in a second. I think that's the first wave of ceramics. I'm not sure. Maybe I panicked a little bit, but I used the Phoenix ability. And oh no, the spawn point is going to get moved. Is the mat in a good spot to defend this thing? So I see the wave of ceramics and I see the Phoenix active. So that means that we dealt with 2 of the ceramic waves, I think. That's going to be number 3. So as soon as I see some ceramics, I'm going to use the mat ability. And by the way, the mat is in such a weird spot because we have the favorite trades boat up top, and we wanna sell this thing essentially in the range of the favorite trades boat, so we don't lose as much money. But we need to defeat this thing. Oh my, we need to defeat this thing right about now. Is this even gonna work? No way. I just grieve my placement because the mat doesn't reach it. Can we have like just some of the projectiles at least reach the mat? No, this doesn't look like it. I can't believe I actually grieved myself. The mat projectiles cannot hit the boss because of the house right there. Okay, so let's just rebuy but a little bit lower. Okay, so I wanted to have the mat in the range of the favorite trades boat, so we get the increased sellback, but you don't always get what you want. So I'm gonna sell all of these farms. I'm gonna buy the mat like this, and also disconnected one of the NGs from the farms, and I'm gonna use this guy for the mat just for the duration of this boss. And we also still need to buy the Summer Phoenix ability as well as upgrade the Alchemist, because round 63 is still a thing. So let's see if this is gonna improve our round by a little bit. And now when wave number 3 comes out, I'm gonna use the mat ability just like this, and I hope that this is also, let me just overclock as well, and I hope that this is gonna fully take care of the boss, right? I'm gonna use the Phoenix ability as well because the spawn point is getting moved, and this is just so annoying. This spawn point getting moved is probably one of the most annoying features of Phase, but that was it, guys. Okay, so we finally defeat this one, and it's around 65, so it's actually not bad. This gives us a lot of time to react, so let me turn off auto start. I'm gonna sell the mat right now, and let's just go back to farming. Alright, so the tier 3 is about to be out, and here's what I bought. I bought the Banana Central. This thing is getting overclocked. I bought a couple, only a handful of BRFs, and then I went straight for marketplaces because these guys sell for a lot, and I want to quickly sell them. So I bought a total of 14 of these guys, which means that once we sell them, we should have about $70,000 waiting for us. And I also bought these small dart monkeys for the Dart Paragon. Now I'm going for the Dart Paragon, and actually by this point, if the farming was good, not only that we would have had the Dart Paragon, but we would have had such a great farming setup. But this is all happening because our farming went went in shambles for the tier 1 and a little bit for the tier 2. So this is how, you know, this is just the snowball effect, which just didn't happen in this boss event, but we still do have this thing. So here's how we're gonna go about this. What we're waiting right now is about $80,000, so we just hit the mark. So let me just sell a bunch of, I'm just only gonna sell these marketplaces, by the way, and once we sell them we should have 150, yeah, there we go, 150k. I'm gonna buy the Apex Plasma Master, 0 investment in this thing. This is gonna be a degree 22, and that is all that we're gonna need for this degree, not the degree, but actually this tier of boss, I meant to say, but this is only a tier 3, and hopefully it somehow defends or just does well versus the tier 4, because I do want to keep farming for the tier 5, because the tier 5 is still going to be a huge challenge for us. So let me just keep placing farms while this guy is defeating it. And actually when the boss comes, you guys see this thing when it comes near the edge of the screen, because the Juggernaut balls keep bouncing, it just does so much damage. So maybe this map, the fact that there are a lot of, you know, objects on this map is not even bad for the Dark Paragon. I mean, it gives them, you know, surfaces for these Juggernaut balls to bounce off of. So yeah, I mean, just like that, this thing is winning by itself, and it looks like, even though it's winning, it's a degree 22, so it looks like this is not gonna be enough for the tier 4 by itself. So even though we defeated the tier 3, which was expected, the tier 4 is still gonna need even more firepower. So I'm gonna sell this Paragon. Actually, I'm gonna put 125k into more farming, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 4. So round 99 ending, and this is gonna be the tier 4 boss incoming. So I'm going for the Boomerang Paragon, and I'm gonna keep this thing until the end of the game. So I feel like this thing should be able to defeat it by itself, but the boss is still not in its range. So I'm just kind of trying to wait a little bit for a little bit extra cash, because I do want to put every single dollar that we have into this Boomerang Paragon, and I also bought these sacrificial boomers as well. So let me buy the Glaive Dominance right now. Let's just put all of the money that we have. That's a degree 43. That's a really good one. I feel like this is going to defend by itself, and also no sniper for the damage amplification. We can have the Glue Storm, and we can have the Super Bill, but the thing with Phase is that he moves a lot, so I don't think the Super Bill is going to be that efficient. I mean, maybe if we have it like here in this spot, you know what, I should probably just buy it, because why not? A little bit of extra damage isn't going to hurt. So let's go like this, and it is going about the same as pretty much all the previous tiers. I'm going to be honest. I feel like when we had the mat, it was about at this point with 1 skull left. When we had the Dark Paragon, it was exactly the same with the HP and where the boss was at. So I feel like the damage is, we have just the right amount of damage, it seems like, for defeating all these bosses. But yeah, that's also Phase, right, because he keeps jumping the track. But there goes the tier 4, so we only have one more tier left. And here on the left side, I actually bought a couple of favorite trades boats. These guys are gonna, you know, they're gonna make a little bit of money, so that's gonna be like a cheap Navark that I just want to throw out there. And then what is the last Paragon is gonna be? I mean, probably a Ninja, and then maybe something else, but I'm gonna see you guys in a second. Alright, so round 119, not the best boss event that we've had so far. We've had the boss events in which we were able to farm a lot more, but again, the economy is just that, you know, we kind of messed up these earlier tiers, and then it all has an effect. But let's see if we can pull it up at the end. So we need 550,000 saved up after the sacrifice, so that we can buy the Navark. So let's just go like this. We have about $2 million, so I feel like if we just put 1.4, that's gonna put us well over the threshold. So that's gonna be a degree 50 on the Ninja. Let me sell this last banana farmer, let me buy the Navark, and let's save. We need to save just a little bit. You know what, let's just not put any money into this thing, because I do want to save a little bit of cash for the Glue Storm. That's gonna be a degree 28 Navark, which is not exactly in the greatest spot, but if it does a little bit of damage, then I'm all good for it. So let's use the Glue Storm ability, and let's just see if this is gonna be enough. So 43 on the Boomer, 50 on the Ninja, and then 28 on the Navark. But keep in mind, the Navark is in a really bad spot, at least for the gun attacks, right? Something else I also want to be doing is I want to be moving the Super Bill along the path of the boss. So let me just keep using the Glue Storm ability. I know that it's a mess on screen, and I really hope that these guys defend. Guys, this is, we could have farmed so much more, but again, it all just comes down to, you know, the early tiers. So if you can get the early tiers down either super fast or just super cheaply, because that's the two choices that you have, then the rest of the game is probably going to be fine. So this is going to be the, oh my god, this is, how is it looking in comparison to previous ones? I'm not exactly sure. Let me sell the Super Bill, by the way. Let's just rebuy it like this. And this is a little bit of an issue, because the Navark is no longer fully attacking. The small planes are attacking, but these gun attacks on the side, they're not. So let me just use the Glue Storm, and that's gonna be the second skull. And again, it seems like it's somewhat, I don't know, like closer to where the previous ones used to be, because there's like one skull remaining. Oh my god, this is just so, I don't know, it seems like we're watching the same tier for the fourth time at this point, it seems like. But do we have the damage? Because this is gonna get close. It's only one skull remaining, and as long as the ninja is throwing the charges, yeah, we're definitely gonna have the damage. So it's gonna get close, guys. And even in your runs, you know this is gonna get close, but that's just how FaZe goes, right? Because he's gonna jump like 40% of the track regardless of what you do, and then the rest is just gonna be how much damage you have. But there we go, we defeated tier 5, which was, I don't know, this was oddly difficult, I have to say. Like this kind of threw me off. This is not the typical boss event that we have, but this threw me off a little bit, but thankfully we get it done in the end. So yeah, that's gonna be for this one. Let me just check the pause before we end it. So 8.3 on the Buccaneer, 17 million on the Boomer, but we had this one for the 4th tier as well, and then 14 on the Ninja, which was the carry because we don't have the Goliath this week, so we had to go for the Ninja. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see all you guys in the next one.